we're gonna bend it into a circle. Like other rodents, they leave rub marks. You want to take away that breezeway. Also, I cut this kind of frilly end the same way that I cut the top of the sheet metal. Designed to seal out wildlife. Again, very important. Brent with ZepolLabs out here in beautiful Lodi, California. And we're going to be doing bat work today. Bats can be a tricky species. They're in California, they're protected, so you definitely want to look at your local county and state regulations. What we're going to be doing today is installing and making our own one-way bat exits, also known as bat slides. That way these bats can safely vacate a space and not get back in, and we'll seal it all up. I'll show you how to make one of these bat one-way exits. Because you can buy the bat one-way exits online, but you know, they could be $20, $30 a pop. Locally, I know some of the bat slides are $30 here locally, and if you've got to put 10 or 20 of these in, that price is really going to start racking up on you. So I'm going to show you a way to make a one-way bat exit safely, effectively, and cost-effective, importantly. Stay tuned. First things first, ANSI anti-cut gloves. We're going to be working with sheet metal today.
Like my shiny metal.
You can get that at Home Depot, any of your hardware stores. It's usually right around where they keep the roofing. It comes in a roll, so you can see it all rolled up on the shelf. It'll look like that on the shelf. And this stuff will cut you if you're not careful. So we've got our sheet metal shears here. What we're going to do is we're just going to cut a little tiny piece out. Doesn't have to be very big, very wide rather. Just a little piece like this. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches. Then we're gonna bend it into a circle.
This one is a circle.
Cut gloves, you'll be glad that you're wearing them. We're gonna twist it into a nice little circle. Like that. These Mexican free-tailed bats, that's the bat we're dealing with today. They can squeeze into really tiny spots. Now you can make that opening bigger, but it doesn't need to be very big. Now we get our duct tape. And we're gonna hold that, tape that up into place. Your tube. Now the sheet metal is also gonna be very slippery, so that's why we call it a bat slide. Right? They're gonna slide on out of that when they go to forage at night. Now usually I go to about right there on my bat slide, and then what I'll do is at the very end I'll install a piece of plastic. So I just took a regular garden bag, a hefty bag. I cut a little square. What you're going to do is you're going to wrap that on the end of your tube. It can be a little tricky, so just be patient with it. Make sure you get a nice little tube going there. And then I'm going to duct tape that into place. Once I've got that duct tape into place, I'm just going to go ahead and roll the duct tape down the rest of the tube to the end. So your tube is going to look like this. And you can see that bat is going to be able to slide down this tube and not figure out how to get back in. And then if you have a large opening or you need to staple this into place, that can happen. What you can do is you're going to cut these little tiny grooves all the way around that bat slide, that bat tube, this one-way exit, all the way around. till you have something that looks like this. Then you're gonna bend these tabs back. Okay, so here's the bat activity up on the second story. And just like other rodents, they leave rub marks. You've heard bats referred to as flying rats. Mexican free-tailed bats are more like flying mice. They still leave rub marks. And so what's going on here, you see some droppings right here. What's going on here is they're landing right here, and there's a gap. You can't see it, but the siding, this lap siding, doesn't go all the way up past the barge rafter. So there's a big wide open gap just past this fascia board or barge rafter. And so the bats are able to fly into the attic. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna install our one-way bat exit. Wish I had a third hand. Hang on a second, I'll show you after I put it in. So also I cut this kind of frilly end the same way that I cut the top of the sheet metal to bow it out or to fray it out. I frayed the end. It just makes it a little more difficult for the bats. Let's get our pure black. You know, I love my pure black.
Kiss me on my hot mouth.
My pure black gun, designed to seal out wildlife. And we're just gonna fill in the rest of this gap. You wanna take away that breezeway, too. Okay, on the side a little bit right here. Now you can clean that up like that. There we go. All sealed up. The bats will still be able to feel this breezeway. You can see the wind's already blowing. The bats will feel that breezeway and know how to escape. Okay, so here's another little spot. I know the bats are coming in right here, and they're going into that little spot right there. I already sealed up going down the barge rafter there. So I'm gonna take my bat slide, kind of bend the prongs back a little bit to try to squeeze this into place. So now, I'm gonna get that into place, like so. Tension's gonna hold it in, and then I'm gonna take my foam and seal up all the little spots. Just real carefully. We don't want to close off the opening to the slide. And then this one we can be a little more generous with. And just seal that all the way down. Alright, and that's how it's done. So I've got my building all sealed up now, just getting ready to take off. Again, very important to identify what kind of bat you're dealing with. You can look up online, find out what type of bats you're dealing or your county has or has seen. Again, this one's a Mexican free-tailed bat. The reason why it's important to identify that bat, I actually had a customer that said, I gave an estimate maybe in July, and winter comes along, and they go, oh, Brent, don't worry about it, bats are gone. I go, oh, don't worry, they'll be back. They'll be back in the spring. So sure enough, they were like, oh, well, we'll just wait and see. So spring came, and the bats came back.
No! God, please, no!
But even with the Mexican free-tailed bat, if there's enough food source and it's warm enough, then they will stay. They'll stay all winter long. So definitely knowing animal behavior is unpredictable. Sometimes you're going to run into issues that you've never seen before. And if you run into that problem, give us a call at ZepolLabs, 1-800-691-9245, 1-800-691-9245, serving the greater Sacramento area.